From the long row of patients in the waiting room, you'd think that this is a hospital out of the Middle East. But it isn't. Welcome to the Kidney Center. Located a few kilometers from the Islamabad International Airport, dozens of foreign patients eagerly await kidney transplant surgery. The center is sprawling with non-English speaking foreigners, mostly from Somalia, Libya, and Tunisia. With no translators in sight, I asked Dr. Mukhtar, a transplant surgeon at the center, how he communicated with his mostly Arabic-speaking patients.
Somehow they do know a little bit of English. The numbers, they're the same. And they know what's going on with them, so you do not need to talk to them too much.
Numbers that ring up quite a revenue for the center.
Roughly they're different, it depends, person to person. So like from $10,000 to $12,000 something.
Dr. Mukhtar says about 2 transplants a month involve foreigners. That comes up to $250,000 a year. Abdul Hakim is a Somalian working in Pakistan. He is helping his aunt visiting from the UK get a transplant.
In case of my auntie, her daughter is giving the kidney, but there are like many other patients from Sudan, from Libya, from other different Arab countries. So here they get it from Pakistan.
Dr. Shahzad Wasim is a politician.
There are wealthy people from different parts of the world who come here for not only for an organ, but for a cheap organ, I would say. They have middlemen and brokers.
Dr. Said Akhtar is a transplant surgeon at Shifa International Hospital in Islamabad.
Wherever the middleman can extort the money out, just to give you, it's almost like a joke that a guy came to me and he said, I received only 20,000 rupees. I said, wait a second, you only received 20,000 rupees for your kidney? How come? He says, doctor, you don't understand. They charge 80,000 rupees for my surgery. So, think about the innocence of this person and the degree of extortion that the middleman has done, that he put the bill of this donor surgery into the section of this guy's expenses and then paid him 20,000 rupees after that.
Dr. Mukhtar denies that middlemen fish out poor Pakistani donors for his foreign clients. He says donors either willingly come to his door or foreigners bring their own Pakistani donors.
No, like a person coming from Saudi Arabia, they might bring in a Pakistani from there.
The Kidney Center does not advertise its services. And if there are no middlemen, how do they find donors in Pakistan? To find out, we took a translator to speak to Muhammad, a Libyan. He has traveled thousands of miles with his sick daughter in search of a donor. We set up an interview with him outside the Kidney Center. But security stopped him from leaving the premises, warning him not to do anything he would regret before his daughter's surgery. Recently, the Supreme Court ordered the government to devise a law on organ trade by September this year. A draft of the law has been awaiting approval for months now. SIUT, the Sindh Institute of Urology and Transplantation, is one of the main backers of the draft law, calling for a complete ban on kidney trade. At the SIUT, donors have to be related to patients in need of kidney transplants. Their draft law calls for a complete ban on unrelated donors, claiming it is the only way to root out the menace. Pakistan has become the center of kidney tourism in the world. Doctors here at the SIUT believe that as long as the commercial trade of organs continue, the poorest of the poor will be the donors and will continue to suffer. Sahar, Habib, DawnNews, Karachi.